Hello. So far we learned about Dancer, various ways of how to create routes and also use the templating system to send in templates. Now let me take a look at a totally different approach to start using Dancer by creating a skeleton application using the Dancer 2 command line tool that comes with Dancer. So once you have Dancer installed, you can run this command on the command line, Dancer2 -a, and the name of an application. So this should be like a name of in a Perl module. It's usually good to use at least two parts of the name, but you can use only a single name. So you can say just skeleton, for example, and it will create a directory that is based in this on this file name. So the double colons will be replaced by a dash, so this is going to be the directory. In the directory, it's going to create a lot of files with various subdirectories, and that's basically a full-blown Dancer application with configuration options and environments and so on. If I go to the command line, this is what I got after I ran this. So here's the tree, the same tree that you saw earlier, and here I can run the application by typing in pluckup. And instead of just typing pluckup, I need to give it the pass to the app.psgi because it was placed in the bin directory. It launches the web application. Now I can go and open localhost 5000, and this is what you see. So you see basic some content, some information about Dancer from the skeleton with the Dancer and so on. Now if I stop the application for a second, I can also show you that you can run prove. If you just run prove, it will complain that it can't file the app skeleton, so the module that implements the code. So the way you run this is to type in prove -l. I put this and then, okay, so you could see the tests were running and they were passing. So I put this information at the bottom. If I reload it, probably it will show yes, so it's prove -l, and this is how you run the application. Now let's go over a little bit about go over the files. So in bin app.psgi is the main code for running the application, and earlier what we did is we put everything in a single app.psgi file. In this skeleton and in larger application, you can separate to have a single app.psgi that will launch the application, and then you can have multiple Perl modules where you actually implement the application, various parts of the application. So in this app.psgi, it basically, the main part is using the use app skeleton to use the module. Before that, it adds the lib directory to the @inc array, and then calls the to app that we were doing earlier in the application, basically, and the rest is just comments. So this is what you have. There are some ideas how to add various applications, so you can have several modules and then mount them to different URLs, passes on your system. So that's the bin. What is the module itself? So this is the module. This is where the main code is, lib app skeleton pm, and this is what you're quite familiar with already, except that now we have you say it's that. Well, that doesn't matter actually. We define a version number here, that's the default, and then because it's a module, it has to return some kind of a true value. Dancer provides this keyword true, and here is just a template, calling the template called index, and providing it the title and the skeleton. So where is this template? If I go into the views directory, and there is the index.tt, that's where the template is, and you can see that this is basically some HTML that you can find. In the views layouts, there's also a layout called main. You might remember that in the previous video we saw how layouts can be used to embed the content here. So the content is being embedded here at this point, which is coming from the template. So that's what we have here. In addition to these views, so these are the views, these are the templates. In addition, it has in the T directory, it has the tests. Okay, that's the standard way to write tests in Perl. So there it put the tests. There is also a directory called public that we haven't seen earlier, where all the static files are. So these files are served as they are by Dancer. In a production application, you would map this to be served probably by a web server like Nginx that is placed before the Dancer application. But during development, Dancer itself will serve these files. And you can see, for example, there is a file specifically to be served for 404 errors and another one for 500 errors, and so on. And a couple of other tools here. What else is there? So there are the standard files that we are using to build it as a module. So you would be able to build the whole thing as a module. You could actually run Perl makefile pl and then make test the same way as you normally do with any Perl module. I'm not sure that this is what this is and then you can make dist and it will create the distribution, but I probably won't be distributing that way the code. Then there are few more files. So there is the config YAML that you can see here, and then the environments that we already talked about, where the environment, various configurations for various environments can be placed. So if you look at the config file, then you can see various keys with explanations here and there, the templating engine and so on. It's using the simple templating engine, sessions, how to configure sessions and so on. And in the environments, you will have two environments. One is called the development environment. We already actually saw the copies of these files where you have where is defined what is the logger, so it goes to the console and it's logging from level core, so everything basically, including debug and everything, and show errors, so this will display the errors in the web browser. And if I open the other environment, so the other environment which is a production environment, then it's slightly less the logging is warning level only, and it goes to a file, and then the show errors is set to 0. So it's more fitting to a production environment. Of course, you can put anything you want in both the development and production environment, and then that's how you can deploy your code. So that's it. From here, you can go on and start making changes to this skeleton, and that's how you might want to build your application.